Hi guys, and welcome back to Chop's Garage, and another auction buy is in. You've seen it in the background in a few of the videos if you're watching regularly. I haven't covered it yet. It's time to cover the Chevy Spark. So I bought a lot of Chevy Sparks. If you watch the channel, you've seen a few of them going through, and they've always been great cars for me, always been great little sellers, and always been great with the reliability side of things. But I'm going to put it out there and blame Matt at High Peak Autos on YouTube for putting out his video recently of the top most reliable cars you can buy under £5 grand, and he let the cat out of the bag and said Chevy Spark. Now I say he's let the cat out of the bag because I don't think a lot of people even have these on the radar and know they exist. I don't know if a lot of dealers really know much about them, but they, as with his experience and with mine, these have been fantastic little cars, super reliable, great sellers. But predictably, as soon as he says that, mine comes in and we've got a big issue. No reverse gear. BCA driver had to basically roll this off the back of the transporter because he had no reverse gear in it. Now this came with a basic BCA check, but that doesn't tell you about the gearbox or the drive. If you actually read it, it's a load of old rubbish. It tells you the headlights turn on and the car starts and that kind of thing. It'll tell you that it brakes, but it won't tell you that it hasn't got a reverse gear. That would need the BCA assured check. The basic check doesn't cover that, so we have a car with no reverse gear, which is a real shame, because if we have a quick look around the rest of the car, it's a really nice colour, really nice metallic blue. Wise around the rest of the car, it is free of dings and dents and scratches as far as I can see. All the corners of the bumper are in good condition. It's really clean and tidy. Now, obviously I've had to leave it here in the middle of the car park, so I have got the ability to turn it around with only forward gears. So it's going to be a little bit difficult getting around and looking at it in great detail. But that is the only bit of damage to the bodywork I've found. All the alloys are in good condition. It's a really tidy little car. If we go to the inside, again, it's in really good nick. You've got his nice design on these little seats with the blue inside as well as outside, and they're all in really good condition. No tears or marks or anything in those. Really good nick. Gear lever and handbrake are all in good condition, no wear on those. You've got all-round electric windows, which is rare on a Spark. Normally wind-up rear windows. We've got electric mirrors. We have air conditioning, auxiliary input, and USB. And we've got stereo controls on the steering wheel here. Really nice spec. Really nice spec for one of these. They don't often come with much spec wise. We've got 83,000 miles, which for the... let's just turn that off a second. Which for the miles, it's in really good condition. Yeah, I mean for that mileage, everything is in really good nick. All the plastics are good. There's no real scratching of the plastics. We've got all the handbooks. We've got a service book inside with a load of stamps in it as well. We've got the handbook. So yeah, condition wise it's fantastic, and spec wise it's great for one of these as well. Starts up on the button, no problems at all. Nice idle, no warning lights. It's almost retail ready to go in terms of condition. So a quick look underneath that bonnet. So as many of you already know, this is basically a Daewoo Matiz. So we've got the little chain driven engine, so no cam belts to worry about on it, and I've never, touch wood, had a problem with these engines at all. But it's the old thing, isn't it? Old tried and tested. These have gone around the block, and all the bugs were ironed out with them. Really compact little unit, 16 valve. The coolant's really nice and clean. I haven't looked at the oil yet on this, have I? The oil looks a little low, but it's in a good colour to it. So that looks good on that front. I'd say just a little bit on the low side of things. Most of them have a bit of tape here. These seem to break up, these rubber pipes. I'm sure we can get hold of one of those. The battery looks, it's a decent battery, and it looks fairly new on that front. There doesn't seem to be any oil leaks on the engine at all. So like I say, I mean, I've sent a number of these out the door and not had a warranty claim on one yet. Even really for consumable items, you know, but certainly nothing anything serious at all. And I actually quite like these. I think they're quite fun. Again, they're not fast, but they're zippy. If you get them on the boil and keep them on the boil, they go quite well. So we've got a car that's super clean, starts and runs well, but if we try and get it into reverse, we've got nothing. If we try and get into fifth, I noticed as well, we've got nothing. The other gears go in fine, so that's with the clutch depressed. If you turn the engine off and try and get those gears again, we can't get them with the engine off either. So it just will not go into gear. If I start it up again, try and double declutch or something, try and trick it in, it's not happening at all. I can also hear what sounds like a chattery clutch release bearing. Let's go and have a listen in the engine bay again. There we go. There we go. So with the clutch depressed, release the clutch. You can hear it graunching away. In the release, sounds like the release bearing to me, or something along those lines. It's not happy at all. So I guess the question is, not being a mechanic and only knowing a little bit, is, oh look, see, as soon as I selected the gear again there, the noise has gone away. Oh no, I've just clutching away, there we go, it's back again, clutch off. So clutch in, clutch off. So is it can't just be a bad clutch, can it? Because if it was a bad clutch, I'd have a problem with all the gears, wouldn't I? Why would I have a problem just with the fifth and reverse? I think we've got to have a bad box, haven't we, guys? Comment down below and let me know. But like I say, this is the first Spark I've ever had a problem with. Yeah, and we are going to lay the blame entirely on Matt over at High Peak Autos for talking about them. He jinxed me completely. But this is going to make a cracking car if we can sort that. It's obviously just how much you can sort. Now, I thought gearboxes would be cheap for this. I thought I'd be able to pick one up for like 150 quid, but looking round, they're like £300. So I'm kind of hoping that you're going to tell me down below that it isn't the gearbox itself, that there is something that could happen just with the clutch that could cause that. But I don't see how. Even with my limited knowledge, I would have thought that we've got a more serious problem than just the clutch. So there we go, another example, guys, of what it can be like buying at the auctions. We've got two examples side by side here, two cars that didn't have detailed mechanical reports. One, the Toyota drives absolutely brilliantly, no problems at all, and one, we've got a gearbox problem. Sorry, it's not because it's a Toyota and this is a Chevy, that's not the issue. These Chevys, like I say, have been pretty bulletproof when I've had them. Just the luck of the draw. Like I say, once that is done, actually, in terms of everything else on the car, I'm not going to have to be getting into any body work, or the interior is really clean. It's going to be really quick to get to retail service, and she'll be up and ready. And they're not expensive cars as well. I think probably this one, well, we're going to have to see how much I have to spend on it before I can give a price on it, aren't we, really? But one like this with 2011 with 80,000 miles on is going to be under £3 grand. So they do represent really good value for money as well. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Yeah, please do comment below if you've got any ideas about this or experienced it yourself. We did check the linkages, the BCA driver and I checked the linkages. They are both in place at the front here. So whether there's something can happen at the back, I don't know. But from that graunching side in sound, inside the bell housing there. I don't think it's the linkages anyway. It's something to do with the gearbox itself. But yeah, comment below, those of you more experienced who know a bit more than me, and let me know what your opinion on it is on it. Thanks as always for watching, guys. Catch you again soon.